Hi and good evening. This is AWANI Tonight and I'm Saraya Mia. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim has announced his list of deputy ministers made up of 27 people. Among key appointments, UMNO Secretary General Datuk Sri Ahmad Maslan and DAP's Stephen Sim have been named Deputy Finance Ministers in the coalition government. At a press conference, Anwar also announced that the Lenggong MP Datuk Sri Dr. Shamsul Anwar Nasarah will serve as Deputy Minister of Home Affairs, while former Melaka Chief Minister Adli Zahari was named Deputy Minister of Defence. Bukit Gelugor MP Ram Kapal Singh will serve as Deputy Law Minister, while Iskandar Puteri MP Liu Chin Tong will be Deputy International Trade and Industry Minister, among others. They will be sworn in at Istana Negara at 3 p.m. tomorrow. To give us a better understanding, we have on the line Dr. Azmi Hassan from Nusantara Academy for Strategic Research. Thank you for joining us on AWANI Tonight, Dr. Azmi. Now, what are your initial thoughts on Anwar's list of deputy ministers? Does anyone stand out to you?
Well, not anyone stand out, Soraya, but I think two ministries stand out because it's going to be a very interesting pair of deputy and also that minister. One is defense minister with Adli Zahari and also Tokmat Hassan as the minister, and also I would say another ministry is the Home Affairs Ministry with Home Affairs. I'm not quite sure, but from Barisan Nasional, the deputy minister is by. And the minister is from Pakatan Harapan. So I think this ministry is going to be a very interesting ministry. And individually, I think Ahmad Maslan, as you mentioned just now, Deputy Minister in Finance, I think it's quite interesting and quite surprising, Soraya.
Right. Just to get a bigger understanding of, what to expect. So with the full cabinet in place, what measures should Anwar take to ensure that his ministers and their deputies actually deliver his goals?
Yeah, one thing for sure, Soraya, is that both the minister and deputy minister can talk to each other, can communicate in each other. But I wish to see ministries, if the minister is from Pakatan Harapan, the deputy should not be from Pakatan Harapan. But as far as I'm concerned, there are two ministries. One is the Youth Ministry, KBS. Another is Communication and Digital. Both minister and deputy ministers is from the same coalition, which is from Pakatan Harapan. But again, to answer your question, Soraya, I think all the ministries or the ministers and deputy ministers, not within the ministry, but across the ministry, should talk, should communicate with each other. I think that's very important to get the working government as Datuk Sri Anwar wants, Soraya.
Yes, understood. But Dr. Azmi, how will Anwar's selection of deputy ministers today shore up the support among the parties in the coalition government, especially leading up to the upcoming confidence vote on December 19th?
Yeah, if you look at the ratio of the deputy ministers, it's very similar to the ratio of ministers elected according to the parties, meaning that PKR will get the most, then Barisan Nasional after that, and also GPS and GRS. So similarly for deputy ministers, it is according to the, I would say that the political factor is the most important thing. So I don't see any reason why Datuk Sri Anwar will not get the confidence vote that he needed, passing 102. I think 130, 140 shouldn't be any problem for Datuk Sri Anwar. It is reflected in today's nomination of the deputy minister, Soraya.
Right, we'll find out on December 19th. Thank you so much for your insights, Dr. Azmi, and we'll see you again. The Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission says its investigation into claims that some of the COVID-19 management fund has been misappropriated by former Perikatan Nasional-led government will focus on the 92.5 billion ringgit indirect fiscal injection. MACC said the Finance Ministry provided it with details on the breakdown of the funds under the economic stimulus packages in 2020 and 2021.
According to MACC, the findings of its investigation showed that the total allocation for the COVID-19 stimulus fund was 530 billion ringgit. From that sum, 437.5 billion ringgit were not government funds. As such, its investigation will focus only on the 92.5 billion ringgit funded by taxpayers' money. The MACC said the Finance Ministry is expected to provide accounting details by next week. Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin insisted that he had not misappropriated any of the funds and dismissed claims that there were leakages in the former PN government's expenditure.
UMNO has sacked 3 of its members, including Ketereh Division Chief Tan Sri Anwar Musa. Others dismissed from the party are Arau Division Women's Chief Datin Sri Shamsiah Yassin and Maran Division Women's Chief Datin Sri Fatimah Kasim. Party Secretary General Datuk Sri Ahmad Maslan said the dismissals were in accordance with the party's constitution and decided during the UMNO Supreme Council meeting last night. He added that the termination was effective immediately, with official letters sent to all affected members today. Ahmad said UMNO is also going through a list of party members who are suspected to have breached the party constitution during the 15th general elections. Shamsiah and Fatimah's memberships had been suspended since November 13 on allegations they were involved in supporting candidates of rival parties in GE15. Anwar was also dropped from the party's GE15 candidate list, deemed to have gone against the UMNO leadership openly. Meanwhile, the Kuala Lumpur High Court today granted former Baling MP Datuk Sri Abdul Aziz Abdul Rahim full acquittal in his corruption case. The decision was made as the court allowed Aziz's application for acquittal from all the charges, which was not challenged by the prosecution. The former Tabung Haji chairman was previously granted a discharge not amounting to an acquittal by the Sessions Court on September 23rd this year. Abdul Aziz was facing 3 charges of accepting bribes amounting to 5.2 million ringgit and 6 charges of money laundering worth over 972,000 ringgit in relation to road projects in Perak and Kedah. With the court order, the prosecution cannot reinstate charges or bring new ones against Abdul Aziz based on the same facts. We'll take a short break. Stay tuned.
Selamat pagi. Tengoklah dia ni. Dia jadi lain. Kerja macam ni. Siap jadi jurulatih gym. Dengan Digi Postpaid, saya jadi diri sendiri. Boleh buat macam-macam.
Jangan usik telefon baru.
Telefon baru? Kita orang cuti ni. Buat pakailah video Terbaiklah Digi Postpaid. Saya pun nak. Digi Postpaid, plan yang memahami anda.
Unique. As a bank, it's what drives us to do right by you.
Dalam membawa setiap berita, semestinya yang penting adalah untuk membawa pelbagai sudut sesuatu cerita itu.
Yang pastinya suara akar umbi, terutamanya suara rakyat, harus diberi ruang. Kami di Astro AWANI sentiasa komited dan juga bertanggungjawab dalam menyampaikan berita yang seimbang, konstruktif, terutamanya kepada seluruh rakyat Malaysia.
Saya Jasmine Abu Bakar.
Dan saya Ihsan Yahya.
Pastikan AWANI 745 dan Sinar AWANI menjadi pilihan utama anda.
Sebagai sebuah organisasi perkhidmatan kewangan global, Sun Life Malaysia menawarkan pelindungan insurans dan takaful yang komprehensif untuk membantu anda mencapai jaminan kewangan dan menjalani kehidupan yang lebih sihat.
Welcome back. Health Minister Dr. Zaliha Mustafa said her ministry will focus on providing a healthcare system for all, irrespective of racial, religious and social background. In a statement on Facebook, the first woman Minister of Health added that her ministry was still in the process of examining all existing policies so that any further discussions and decisions were in line with the Unity Government's agenda, that is to put the people's well-being first. On Thursday, Dr. Zaliha said the Tobacco Generational Endgame GEG policy will be re-examined in terms of its implementation through the Control of Tobacco Product and Smoking Bill 2022, which has yet to be approved in Parliament. She said this when asked if she would continue the various policies developed by the ministry under its previous minister. With a number of healthcare reforms planned by the previous administration, we ask Azrul Muhammad Kalib, Chief Executive of the Galen Centre for Health and Social Policy, on what Dr. Zaliha should focus on in the first 100 days in office.
The first one is of course, the health reform white paper, which is something that's really, really important. I argue that this is one of those documents which are just as important as the RMK, the Rancangan Malaysia, simply because the need to urgently reform Malaysia's healthcare infrastructure is actually overdue. And the good thing is that the health reform white paper has managed to, within a short period of time, I argue within like 6 months or so, has been worked on by experts, current and retired healthcare professionals, communities, stakeholders from all parts of the health sector, and it combines, I would say, hundreds of years of experience, of what needs to be done, what needs to transform and future-proof the landscape of Malaysian healthcare. And the second one that we put forward and recommend for implementation the first 100 days is the Tobacco Control Bill. We feel that this bill should be tabled and voted on in the Dewan Rakyat within the next session or so. Maybe not the first session that's coming up, but maybe certainly in the following one. This bill was worked on and reached a compromise by a Parliamentary Special Select Committee, which was bipartisan, and contains many of the same parties that are now the government, and even those who were not. And it has been worked on very hard to accommodate the views of all parties. And if you want to look at a showpiece of different parties coming together from different positions and views, wanting to work to shape a healthier future for Malaysians.
Now that ends our show tonight. Thank you for watching Awani Tonight and Astro Awani. I'm Saraya Mia, and we'll see you again next Monday.